If you
heart
see young
bled.
Nigerians rushing dustbins when you come to drop them.
You know, when you see these things on headlines, you would think it's just one of those headlines that
It's
people just put
definitely
up, but
not.
it is actually playing on our faces.
There is hunger and hardship, and I think we may be able to stop here. Because it's getting to a point where I can't talk about these things. Nigeria, there's a problem. That's an issue.
I practically bled yesterday seeing that sight. I wish I could do more. It's just, you know, when your heart is...
The thing is that the people that, if it was those days, you know, you have clear vision of people who are handicapped and they are begging for alms, and you see all those days you bring out 15 naira and give to somebody, you have this confidence that you have done something. These days, you don't even have 15 naira. And there's nobody who is begging you give 100 naira, 200 naira. You will also feel that you have insulted the person. You ask yourself, what can 200 or even 1,000 naira do to a beggar? And you that are doing this trekking, you don't even have. So it's a situation of the person who is supposed to help the person is helpless. And the person to be helped is even more helpless. Or helplessly helpless.
You could actually state my situation yesterday. I felt
our people of Nigeria, the only thing we can do is to still have hope. Like we have called this morning for the renewed hope agenda to be revived. Let's revisit it. And the presidency, I'm sure. Even if you are not hearing, there are people who know you, who are hearing what you said.
Mr. Maduka,
let's review it.
we would have to leave it there because at this point it's something we can speak about more than this. This is still Signature Morning, and we're on Signature TV. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back, where we'll just switch into our guest and talk more on what we have packaged for you today. Meanwhile, this is Signature Morning. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles as Signature TV Officials on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook, and go to YouTube because we are 24 hours live, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Signature TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Signature Morning here on Signature Television. And of course, we have done the reviews now. It's time to switch to Abuja, where Godwin Sunday is waiting. Good morning to you, Godwin Sunday. How do you do? Godwin, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, it looks like you have not unmuted your microphone on the phone. If you can, please do it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, it's clear now. How are you, Sunday?
Right. So, good morning once again. This is Abuja. This morning, I will have some updates to give you this morning. Well, as you can see from our weather this morning, it's unlike what was being predicted by the weather forecast that we're going to experience heavy downpour throughout this week in the Federal Capital Territory. We're seeing the sun. We're starting today with the sun, and we hope that it will manifest in the course of the day into rain. Right now, we're seeing heavy sun coming in, setting out from the east right now. Yes, so we're seeing the sun coming out at the moment. And thereafter, we have free roads today in Abuja. The roads this morning are a bit free. Today is Wednesday, and the roads are a bit free, unlike every other Wednesday in the Federal Republic, in the Federal Capital Territory, where you have traffic and a lot of traffic in different locations in Abuja. But today the roads are a bit free. I don't know what for whatever reason, but it's a good reason that the road is free this morning. As at 8 a.m. this morning, road from Nyanya is free down to AYA is a bit free. Then the road from Kwali down from Kwali down to Bay, also you experience a little bit of traffic around Bega. But apart from that, the road is a bit free this morning. Now, if you're coming in from Zuba down through to AYA, there's just a little traffic at Jai Junction here. As if you go here before you get to Jai Junction, that's at Katampe, because of the road construction that is going on. The FCT minister is trying to put a bypass on that axis. So there's a bump that's been planted on that corridor. So when you're coming in from Zuba, you have to adjust. There's a slight traffic coming in from before Katampe. Then that's just it on that part. But after that point, straight to Banex and other part of Abuja, it's a bit free this morning. That's coming from the adjacent town to Abuja. Now, if you're in Abuja in central area this morning, it's a bit free also this morning. But for whatever reason, we have experiencing a free road yes and this morning. Now, speaking of Abuja, Charles, we had a Isheshe Day celebration, the maiden, the first of its kind in the federal capital territory yesterday. We celebrated the Isheshe Day, and for the first time, we saw traditional religious worshippers troop into the federal capital territory. I didn't even know we had such a number of traditional worshippers in Nigeria. I saw quite a number of them. People flew in from across the world to celebrate the Sheshe Day. Now, Sheshe is one day that is earmarked to celebrate African roots, African beliefs, African culture, African lifestyle. So it's called the Sheshe Day. And a lot of people troop out to celebrate, and it was amazing yesterday. And we got to probably we want to speak with some of the, if they probably they'll join us in the course of the day in the studio so that we can get to have them talk to us about the Isheshe Day celebration and what to look forward to. But it was very interesting. And also we had World Mosquito Day happened yesterday, and we had a celebration in Abuja here yesterday, and it was also a very good outing. Now, for the first time, we are having the neglected tropical diseases corps in the federal capital territory. Now, it's going to spread across other of the country, other states. Right now, they're targeting about 19 states they're going to start with. Now, they did them yesterday. Their target is going to be a corps, is a volunteer corps, where they're going to be in charge of mosquitoes and other tropical diseases that are affecting, especially neglected tropical diseases. Now, that's what we have in the, it was inaugurated yesterday. And speaking of that, the Federal Capital Territory is also taking right now seriously the issue of tourism within the Federal Capital Territory. Now, if you look at Abuja, you see a lot of tourist attraction. If you look behind me, if you look by this side, you see a lot of tourist attraction. You see a mountain over there. Yeah, there's a mountain over there. If you can see it, it's also surrounded by hills as it stands right now. Now, these are tourist destinations that the Federal Capital Territory Administration, the FCDA, is trying to explore to ensure that everything in Abuja counts, especially when it has to do with tourism. Now, the quarries also are being opened up for tourist attraction. Now, joining us this morning will be the Tourism Volunteer Network in the person of Phil Roberts will be with us this morning to talk to us about some of the achievements and some of the developmental strides when it has to do with tourism in the Federal Capital Territory. He will be here in any minute from now, but this is the deadline, Abuja. I thought he will be here early enough so that we'll be able to rub minds and you get to hear from him and also get to ask salient questions that borders on tourism in Abuja. But generally, when you look at Abuja as it stands right now, you know that the capital of Nigeria is in dire need of exposure in terms of tourism. And the faster we begin to harness this potential that is in the Federal Capital Territory, the faster it will become for us to generate enough income for the Federal Capital Territory. So that's what the issue for today. Now, lastly, before I even let you go, it might interest you to know that the Federal Capital Territory, the youth are coming alive even as at this morning. Now, most organizations right now are being sponsored, are being fronted by youth representatives across board to ensure that they maximize their output in generality. Now, a lot of conferences are going on. NG Cares are holding a 3-day conference in order to ensure that they bring youth on board that can in turn revolutionize the way we care for people and the way we also handle things technologically wise. So Abuja right now, a lot of conferences, a lot of partnership symposiums are going on in order to reorientate the youth that the Nigerian belongs to them, and Nigerian is theirs too, and yes, Nigerian is theirs too. Decide what will be the future of Nigeria. So that's why you saw, like I told you earlier on, that we have neglected tropical diseases youth that was inaugurated yesterday. So other youth, even in tourism sector, we have youth volunteers in the tourism sectors right now that by the FCDA, and they work directly with a department of FCDA, but we'll find out all of that in the course of today. But then this alpha I can run at this time, Charles. How is ENUGU this morning, Charles?
ENUGU is fine. ENUGU is fine, really. Everyone is drilling with this crazy queues on fuel stations. So many persons are stuck in the fuel stations. Some are stuck in different places that they feel that they could buy for cheaper prices. Some are stuck in other places. They just want to go about their business and they go buy as high as 850, 900. But I just wanted to ask you, there's an update about the the police arrests of the NLC president, Joe Ajero. There was even a meeting at the office yesterday. Can you give us an update regarding that?
All right. So we got that update yesterday, and that police are going to pick Joe Ajero, but then I cannot confirm right now if he is in police custody or the police have picked him. So we still assume that it's an alleged pickup by the Nigerian police, because we don't know. One thing we do is that I don't want to be being hypothetical. I don't want to be speculative. I want to give the facts the way it is. Just like I told you the last time when we went to Nigerian Labour House to check, we were there. We checked everything that they said was picked, and the room was actually empty without documents. So right now, if we say that the police have allegedly picked up Joe Ajero, we're yet to get the spokesperson from the Nigerian police to confirm that to journalists. But I know that he will confirm it, because we're still trying to put calls through to him to confirm. As soon as he picks and confirms that Joe Ajero is probably with the FCT and police command, or is with at the force headquarters at an Edet House, I'll make that available to you. But then for now, I cannot authoritatively say that he has been picked up by the police. I can't confirm that story right now, but we're still following up to ensure that we can confirm the story. So probably before the day runs out, to be able to furnish you with more information on that, on this report, Charles.
Here's your reporting this morning. All right, we're switching gears now. Another guest is waiting on the wings for another interesting discourse. So stay with us. Be right back after this.
The relatives, they are usually torn on their flesh. Once your coverage is gone, it will just be like as if they've been waiting for opportunity like that to tell you the kind of people they are. So they go through a lot. One, taking the properties away from them, especially the Igbos. If you are not fortunate to have a male child, in quotes, you stand no chance of getting anything as you ought to, because it was your husband that worked for those things. Your relatives will just come out from nowhere, even though they've never showed face. But you begin to see that you have a lot of relatives hidden because they've seen opportunity. They would just like ants, they would just invest on you and take out all things that you ought to take as the wife of the man that just left. So they stand no chance of fighting for themselves.
Unfortunately, in our society, widows are subjected to inhuman treatment. For instance, sometimes a man dies and the wife is accused of having a hand in the death, and some negative things are done. One of which includes, in some communities, they say we must bet you, we must bet the dead person, and you drink the water to prove that you don't have a hand in the death of the man. And this is a person, a woman who should be grieving for losing her husband, and she's been subjected to inhuman treatment. So the way we treat widows are just very bad.
I'm speaking based on context I have seen. Sometimes widows are not treated properly when their husband dies. Sometimes they are subjected to some kind of measures and situations that are very difficult for them to handle, especially during the time of the bereavement. So I think they need more support from their husbands, people, from the community, and from the society in general. Their own family members, like from their siblings, need to rally around them. But in more precise way, I think the husband's people need to be by their side to help them process what has just happened, rather than sometimes, burdening them and loading them with even sometimes accusations as to having contributed to the death of the man, which has happened in some instances.
I will address it in two arms. First off, widows should have rights in Nigeria. Why I say widows should have rights in Nigeria is, firstly, these are people that just lost their loved one, and the society sometimes, under the native law and custom of the Igbos especially, most times they don't even see the widow as somebody that should inherit the estates of the deceased. Why? It's because they feel, especially for the people that never gave birth to a male child, they will see them that they don't have the capacity to be administrators of their husband's estate. Uncles that are greedy will always feast on those things and take up the properties of this widow. Secondly, under Nigerian native law and custom, women generally are not even seen to be part of people that should inherit properties, even from their paternal side, talk more of their husband's side. But good enough that under the law, there is a Supreme Court decision that says, in the case of Ukeja and Ukeja, that a woman can actually inherit the properties of the father.
Some are being treated rightly, why some are not. But if you talk about e-treatment, maybe you can be talking about in terms of properties. Let me talk in legal aspect of it, because we see a lot of cases like that in court whenever maybe a husband is dead and the family members are trying to take away the property, not minding that the deceased has family, have children to take care of. And it's also through that property that these children can be taken care of. But some of them are being taken away their properties and all that, which is very bad. is very, very bad. We have a lot of them in courts. So we try as much as we can to help them in any way we can. So there are some culture that's not fair to say. I won't say that I don't know some cultures that's not fair. And that aspect we need to come in and help. There are many of them, many of them.
Welcome back. This is Signature Television. So today we are still on that very important discourse about searching for Igbo leaders and the true Igbo leadership. I mean, there's a whole lot that have been spoken about Igbo leadership in the past. Some people, sometimes go back as far back as 1920s, 1930s, with that mantra, Igbo Enweze. Where did that come from? Is it really true that Igbos don't have leadership? And to what extent has that even affected us? Do you think also that the war, the civil war that happened between 1967 and 1970, also played a role in the way and manner our leadership have, deteriorated in the past, especially as it concerns the Igbo nation? Today we have with us someone who is an Igwe, who is also a leader in his own right, to speak to us about this whole issue about Igbo leadership and the true nature and the true standard of what exactly the Igbos are looking for. His Royal Majesty Igwe Professor Chukwuemeka Anayo Ngunta joins us on the program today. Good to have you, sir.
You're welcome.
Day. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I mean, from your standpoint, yes, do Igbos have leaders?
Yes. We have quality leaders, traditionally and professionally. Yes.
What brought about that thought? Where is there?
Very beautiful. I will start by introducing myself normally to you. However, I remain His Royal Majesty Igwe Professor Chukwuemeka Ubunta. Yeah, MTR, CON, and JP, Justice of Peace. Yes, pigments. We have few Igbos in the federal political appointments. Then, when you come to the issue of employment, for instance, recruitment of Igbos or recruitment of people into militaries, paramilitaries, and otherwise, you see that, hence you are not an Igbo man, hence you are an Igbo man, your CV or your credentials will not say true. Then, when you come to the religion, that's the tribal aspect of it, you know that we the Igbos, we are minority. Because we are Igbos are mostly Christians. But other tribes, Hausa and Yoruba, they are more together in Muslim religion. And that brings them together. Then, when you bring these two things together, you see that the Hausas and the Yorubas, when they bring out their Oba or their Emir, it's like they are worshiping them. Because the way and manner they install them, and the way and manners they respect them in their own culture and in their own tradition. It's like in Igbo, because in Igbo land we are agitating for we need to go, we need Biafra, we need this, we need that, because of marginalization. Okay, at the point